In a world of technology, Melbourne is set to become the new tech jobs capital with 190,000 local tech workers. New data from the Tech Council of Australia has found the sector is much more favourable when it comes to the gender pay gap and more culturally diverse compared to other industries. Joining me now live is Tech Council of Australia Chief Executive Officer Kate Pounder. Kate, appreciate you joining us. Thank you for your patience as well. That's quite a staggering number of people, almost 200,000 are already working in technology-related jobs in Melbourne alone. Why is that city so attractive to the sector?
Look, this is absolutely a national boom. I think, in the 2000s, we had the mining boom. This decade, it's the tech jobs boom. And Melbourne is absolutely one of the hotspots in the country. I think that's because it has a great set of companies in Melbourne that are creating jobs there. That's companies like Seek, Xero, Car Sales, up-and-coming companies like Airwallex. It's partly because it's got a great set of workers there, so with a lot of universities, so people are training in the right areas and seeing them move into those jobs opportunities.
You mentioned that this is a national boom of sorts, so how does the rest of the country compare?
Look, Melbourne is definitely up there in the top two, and Sydney is the other market that's the leader in the country. But they have a lot of competition on their tail. So if we look at the fastest growing areas for tech workers in the country, 5 of them are in Queensland and 2 are in Adelaide. So I think that the other states are definitely in the running as well for that title.
What's the appeal, do you think? What is driving this huge demand?
I think the demand for the jobs is coming from 3 factors. Number one, as I said, we've had a huge boom across our economy as every industry is digitising. So we have 860,000 people today in Australia working in tech jobs. And the jobs growth rate of those jobs has been about 66% on average since 2005. That's more than double the rate of the jobs growth of the rest of the economy. So big long-term boom in jobs. That was turbocharged though during the pandemic when, of course, we all had to digitise to keep our businesses open, to keep working whilst we were also isolating. And so that saw, just in the first year of the pandemic alone, 65,000 new tech jobs created, making it the second highest source of jobs creation behind retail. So that's a big change going on in the economy, but also a big opportunity.
A huge opportunity and incredible figures given off the back of the pandemic, as you said. What about in terms of women in this industry? I found that research interesting, that the sector is much more favourable when it does come to the gender pay gap. Can you take us through that?
Yeah, and I'm so glad you asked this question because I think this is an industry that can be a real winner for women who want to work in it. It's got only half the gender pay gap of other high-paying industries. It has the highest rates of flexible work across industries, and it's also creating really interesting jobs that let people come to work and solve interesting problems, work with good colleagues. So it's a great opportunity for women all round. The challenge, though, is not enough women are seeking that opportunity. So only 1 in 4 people working in tech sector jobs in Australia today are women. And, I'd really love to see that proportion go up.
Yeah, absolutely. And we are in the middle of an election campaign, of course. Jobs are front and centre. There is currently, though, a skills shortage. How many jobs will the sector need moving forward?
We are forecasting that there will be 1 million tech sector jobs in Australia by 2025, and that will mean we need about another 280,000 people to come into the sector over that time. So that's, I think, a really important opportunity for Australia at a time when we're facing potential downturn in the economy, when we're facing low wages growth, when we have to find new sources of productivity. The tech sector is an industry that ticks all those boxes. We've seen 15 to 20% wage growth in the last couple of years. We're a big jobs creator, and often the people working in those jobs are also helping other industries to innovate and to stay competitive. So it's an important economic source of opportunity as well as an important jobs opportunity. But I think now we really need to knuckle down and help more Australians get into those jobs.
So based on that, then what does the future of the sector look like?
Look, I think the future of the sector is very bright. Like we've seen just in the last decade, we've already created 67 companies in Australia that are valued at over $100 million. So we are creating lots of new, exciting companies in Australia. That's creating thousands of jobs across the economy, good jobs, well-paid jobs that stay right here in the country. I think the real challenge, though, and you touched on it before, is the skill shortage. So it's actually ensuring that Australians know those jobs are out there, that they are excited about getting into them, and that they have the pathways to do it. And we think Australians do. We've just done some polling research ourselves where 40% of the Australians we surveyed said they'd be interested in the jobs, but 70% said they think they need some help to reskill to get into them.
A lot of challenges ahead, but incredible figures coming out of the technology sector. Kate Pounder, lovely to speak with you. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for your time.